Let's talk more about Chapter 8. On the surface, it's about the Hopi people, their culture, their spirituality, and their deep-rooted connection to the land. But if you're reading this book the way we are, looking between the lines for clues, then Chapter 8 is something much more. It's not just a history lesson, it's a code wheel. Let me explain. The Hopi calendar isn't broken down like our typical January through December grid. Instead, it's organized into two powerful seasonal cycles. Katsina season, which spans from November to July, non-Katsina season, which runs from August to October. That's the first clue. We're not dealing with an ordinary calendar. We're dealing with a wheel divided into 12 months, each with its own ceremony, mood, and seasonal energy. And here's where it gets interesting. Each of these 12 months represents a different signal, a symbolic echo that could correspond to something hidden in the book's structure, artwork, or layout. Let's walk through them. November, Kyaamuya. This is the true new year for the Hopi. It's when the cycle begins again. Ceremonies led by the men's society are held to pray for peace. In treasure hunt terms, that sounds like a reset point, like the beginning of a cipher loop or the alignment of a compass. December, Kyaamuya. A quiet month. Storytelling and private rituals dominate the time. But there's one big moment. The first sleepy Katsinam return from their rest in the San Francisco peaks. Could that sleepy return reflect a hidden activation in the book? A dormant clue that only wakes up once you've rotated or matched something? January, Pamuya. Now the Katsinam are back, and the Hopi villages come alive with winter dances. These aren't just performances. They're mirror rituals, often done at night in the kiva. Could this symbolize a mirroring mechanism in the book? Flipping, reflecting, or finding meaning in symmetry? February, Pauamuya. This is when things start to grow. The bean dance is held. Katsinam give bean sprouts to the people, symbolizing the beginning of life and growth. Think about that. Sprouts, seeds, starters. Could this be a cipher where the first letter of each phrase, the bean, starts a message? March, Osamuya. This is the month for rain dances. Katsinam bring offerings of food. Everything about this month is about encouraging growth and calling for water. Sound familiar? In Chapter 8, water is described as having a silent flight. That kind of language echoes this month and might be pointing us to clues involving rivers, confluences, or soundless movement. April, Kyaamuya spring arrives, and with it comes joy. This month is a celebration. Katsinam, like Dragonfly Racer and Cricket Racer, come to challenge boys and men to races. Why does that matter? Well, several pages in the book mention speed or competition, perhaps a metaphor for fast-moving clues, or pages that must be navigated in order. May and Hakitan Muya. Known as the waiting season, May is when planting begins. Longhair Katsina appears to bless the crops. A month of patience and early beginnings. This could suggest a delayed cipher, where the real clue doesn't show up until a few pages later. Or maybe it's about where you plant your ideas and how long you're willing to wait for them to grow. June, Wuko'uyis. Now comes the joy month, a time of plaza dances, joy, and lots of appearances by the corn dancer. This is one to remember. Several people in the Discord have pointed out that the word joy appears subtly on a margin in the June section of the book. Coincidence? Doubtful. This could be a textual marker. July, Talangva July, is home to the Neiman ceremony, the grand finale of the Katsina season. It's when they say goodbye and return to the spirit world. This might represent a pivot point in the book's structure. If we think in terms of narrative symmetry, this could be where clues stop building and start resolving. August, Talapamuya. Now that the Katsinam are gone, summer social dances begin. Two big ceremonies, the snake and the flute, alternate every other year. Alternating symbols, snakes and flutes. Could that be a key to a rotating cipher, a zigzag pattern, a swap between two opposing ideas? September, Nasan Muya. This is the harvest time. Ceremonies by the Women's Society are held. Crops are picked. Feasts are held. Abundance, closure, gratitude. If the treasure is tied to the land or seasons, this could symbolize its readiness to be found. October, Toho Wasumi, more harvesting. This time, men gather corn and women prepare and store it. The basket dance returns. Think about that. Baskets, storage, weaving. Could the layout of the book's artwork be woven or basket-like? Could the answer be collected, not chased? Each of these months gives us a theme, a rhythm, a symbol. Does the word bespoken bother anyone else? Yes, especially considering the Hopi calendar's spokes. And if the Hopi calendar on page 85 really is a cipher wheel, and those repeating page backgrounds, page 120, 135, 197, are meant to rotate or align with it, we might be looking at a full 12-part meta-clue that spans the book's entire structure. Think of each month as a spoke on a wheel. You're not just reading text, you're turning something, rotating something, aligning the past with the present. Your Discord pal caught a pun, bespoken to spokes. The calendar wheel has 12 radial spokes. Chapter 8's page design reportedly reuses that background on pages 85, 120, 135, 197. Try overlaying the wheel graphic atop each of those pages. Align the wheel center on the identical background rosette. Just like the Hopi say, know the past, see the future. And maybe, just maybe, find the treasure in between. Why November matters and why Google gets flimsy, Kyaamuya inaugurates the Hopi year because winter moisture is life for dry farm corn. It's a new beginnings metaphor John could borrow to hide a reset or wraparound instruction. Think spreadsheet ranges that restart at cell A1. Regarding the oft-quoted Hopi migrated from Mexico around 500 BC was oldest tribe claim, mainstream archaeology puts ancestral Hopi, Katsinam, in the San Juan Basin by 700 AD, with roots in earlier Mogollon and basketmaker cultures. Not a single 500 BC exodus. The oldest tribe superlative floats around tourist sites. Academically, it's meaningless. Plenty of eastern woodlands peoples predate Hopi occupation of the mesa. So if John's text parrots that surface-level date, it could be bait, nudging hunters to challenge easy Google facts and dig for an older layer, just like you did. So what month on the Hopi calendar is Collins pointing us to? My best guess right now is dancing around that candle-lit service John told in the book. Looking at December and the Soy Stangwu ceremony. December in the Hopi year, Kyaamuya. Kyaamuya is a time of stillness. It's not a month of action, not a time for big dances or loud declarations. It's quiet, private, introspective. In the Hopi tradition, Kyaamuya is dedicated to storytelling, to the passing down of knowledge through soft voices and sacred moments. It's also when the Soy Stangwu ceremony takes place, the moment when the first Katsinam, the spiritual messengers, begin to return. But they don't arrive with trumpets. They return sleepy, drifting down from the San Francisco peaks, half dreaming. And that's what John's candlelit memory feels like. A soft return. A moment when something long dormant begins to awaken. So if you're trying to decode the Hopi calendar and you've been staring at that graphic on page 85, wondering which direction to turn it, try aligning it with December as the true north. Let Kyaamuya be the center spoke, the first voice, the quiet before the dance begins. Because if John is pointing us to any month in that chapter, I believe it's the one lit by a candle, filled with stories, and stirred by the first flickers of return.